The Gorosei, aka the Five Elders, are unbeatable. Yep, that's right, they are unbeatable, at least for now. The big reason why is because of their immortality and constant regen. Knowing that Saturn isn't the only one who can constantly regen, and that the other elders can do the same, I think it's obvious that the regen has nothing to do with the adult fruits, but it's most likely because of their immortality. You have Saturn losing limbs and horns, Jupiter getting cut in half, and them also getting caught up in an explosion, and yet they always regen back to normal like nothing has ever happened to them. You also have the whole thing with Bonnie being unable to change Saturn's age, and of course none of the elders seem to age at all. Perfect example is Saturn during God Valley, and current Saturn now pretty much looks the same. Not only do any damage they take goes back to zero, but also seems like they don't feel any pain at all, or at the very least, not that much pain. It doesn't matter what type of damage they take, any damage they take pretty much resets back to zero. Even Luffy in Gear 5th couldn't do any real damage against them. The other question is, how good are their stamina? Because if they have really good stamina, or even unlimited stamina, that would pretty much make them even more difficult to defeat. Now here's a bit of a controversial take. Someone like Saturn, for example, who is the weakest of the Five Elders, in my opinion, I believe could defeat someone like Kaido. Even if Kaido is stronger and a better fighter, I do think Saturn could still win the fight. Why? Because of course his immortality and constant regen. It doesn't matter what attacks Kaido does to Saturn, because any damages Saturn takes will reset back to zero. You can have Kaido Borobread Saturn and he will still come back all fine. Kaido on their hand will eventually get exhausted, and unlike Saturn, Kaido himself will be taking more and more damage. And at the end, Kaido will lose the fight. I believe the only way to have any chance on dealing any real damage or defeating the Five Elders is by somehow bypassing their immortality. Because as long as they have that, it makes these guys almost impossible to defeat, even if the other opponent is stronger and a better fighter. The question I do have to ask is, what do you think might be able to bypass the immortality and have them not regen back to normal?